Welcome back to Gun Totin' Minnesotan. Today I want to show everybody a product sent out to the channel. It's actually a pair of products. They are flip-up iron sights from UUQ. UUQ did send these out to the channel along with a few other products that I've reviewed real recently. And one thing I like about UUQ is I've actually run into them prior to any collaboration on Amazon, and I had tried out a few of their products such as some bipods, and I found them to be pretty robust. It's one thing I like is when I find a high value, low dollar product that still performs well and does what it's supposed to, and that's exactly what I found in those original bipods when I started doing some reviews on those. And then after collaborating with UUQ, and they've been sending some things out to the channel, I've been able to see more of their line: flashlights, red dots, scopes, that sort of thing. And today I'm specifically going to be looking at their flip-up iron sights that they've sent out, both the 45 offset as well as the top rail. So as you can see, they are mounted at the 45-degree position on this rifle scope using the top rail, and they are fiber optic. So I'm going to show you that a little closer in a second, but they're flip up, so there's a button and a spring, and they snap into place. I am able to do it with a single hand, just as you saw there. This is what that fiber optic looks like on the rear. The front sight is a little easier for me to see in person rather than the camera picking it up. As you can tell, it's a very overcast day, but I'll tell you that the fiber optic does exactly what it's supposed to. It pops out really nicely, and the contrast was surprising because I've run quite a few iron sights in the past. I think most people have if you've run ARs in general. Most black rifles, I think guys were running iron sights for quite a while as backup iron sights, but they really didn't have any flare to them. They didn't have anything to pop out. And as my eyesight has not been as good as it used to be, I really prefer these that have the fiber optic inserts in them, and it just grabs my eye a lot better in all situations, especially when there's a black target and contrast is an issue. As you can see here, these are the 45-degree offsets, and I have them next to the flat top regular iron sights. There are diopter changes for a bigger and smaller diopter on both sets, and that's really nice to see because I actually do use those when I use iron sights. You can see here on the standard, it is not a spring-loaded model. That one is just a pin with a retaining pin for either the down or the up position. I'm going to show you that here. So that's what it looks like. You just press that little detent in, that pin, and it locks it into place, and it actually seems relatively solid in that position. As you can see here, there's the diopter change again. So the smaller diopter does not have the fiber optic, but the bigger one does, which is kind of what would make sense. The red and the green contrast nicely. Having a different color for the front sight makes sense. I'll tell you about the front sight a little bit. The hoop, or the half hoop, which goes around and protects that iron sight, is pretty generous, but it's not so thick that I think you're going to have issues with field of view being blocked or anything of that nature. The top rail adjusts just like this, or installs just like this here. You're going to put it down on one of your rearmost Picatinny slots, especially if you're going to put a red dot in. You want to make sure there's space there, but then also you don't want to have it so far back that it's maybe slightly interfering with your charging handle. If you have the type that I have, it's no issue, but if you have a small charging handle, perhaps it would be an issue in your case. For me, I haven't had any issues with them at all because it's a relatively small footprint on both of them. Installing the front sight here. Again, it comes with the hardware that you're going to need and the tools that you're going to need to get this thing installed. It's very easy to do, and it's extremely easy to zero optics like this. I'm going to show you in a second exactly how you do that, but I just wanted to do a little function test here and show you that. It's just a detent spring inside, but the sight does not spring into place. It is manual each time, just like that. Here's another look at that rear aperture on the top rail version. Again, the fiber optic pops really nicely. The height is set for an appropriate height for iron sights, nothing weird there, and you could probably set up a red dot to co-witness if you are into that. Zeroing them is very, very easy. As you can see here, it's just left and right on that dial, so it's quick to make adjustments in the field, and underneath, if you flip your aperture there, it will reveal that there's actually an alignment portion there with different lines, and you can tell which direction you're moving if you're making very small adjustments. The front sight post is adjusted the same way that all AR typical front sight posts are. So if you have a tool for that, they're like $2 on eBay. If you don't have one, go ahead and buy one. Just need something to press that detent spring, and then you can twist it either to the left to raise the front sight up, or move it down to the right to drop it down. It does seem to do everything that a front sight should do and a little bit more. Again, having that fiber optic sight is quite an increase compared to a standard just black flip-up sight. Well, if you're interested in this or maybe some of the other products from UUQ, head over to Amazon and type in UUQ, and you'll find their storefront and see all the other variety that they have of many types of products and price points. These products that I brought you today are actually relatively affordable, and you can find them for under $30 typically on sale. In fact, at the time of posting this video, both of these sets I found as pairs for under $30, which is a great value. So great job to UUQ for providing something that is very price accessible to most folks. Thanks guys for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe, and maybe watch one of these.